show where we look at 8 tracks that share a theme. As always, there's 2 playlists in the description, one Spotify, one YouTube, and we want you to follow along. As we say track 1, you go listen to track 1. Or you can listen to them all before. Just listen to that music, eh? I'm joined by Katie Campbell, this time in person.
Hiya! How's it going?
Aye.
How's it feel to be in the presence of my flabby form?
Awkward.
My gelatinous form?
Aye, it's alright.
Yeah, some boyfriend you are.
I know.
Bitch.
Leaves things to be desired. I'm only kidding.
Can somebody please, I'm so hurt.
How are you doing anyway?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm looking good and feeling gorgeous, same as every other week. That I say that to convince myself that I'm indeed looking good and feeling gorgeous.
Lockdown, still going.
Absolutely, yep.
Things are easing up a wee bit though. So
just a wee
nice.
bit. I've bought a bottle of Kraken and it's all to play for.
Hey! So this week, the theme is Dynamite samples.
Yes.
So we don't really mean anything specific about that. We just mean samples that we like.
Yeah, it's just stuff from other songs,
Or
TV
movies.
shows, movies,
Yeah.
interpolation, stuff like that.
Aye, just as long as it's used in the song, not as an addendum, at the beginning or the
Yeah.
end. Because we thought, those are kind of like extra added bits and
Yeah, totally. They're like spicy little extras.
kind of things you might skip,
Yeah.
if it's not the album. Shall we get on with it?
Well, the people aren't here to sit and listen to us.
fuck
Gas
about,
it, fuck
yeah.
all.
Right, so first up this week is UK.
Yep, track 1 is Brooklyn Zoo by Old Dirty Bastard.
Track 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was Brooklyn Zoo by ODB.
It was one of the finest hip-hop artists that have ever come out of New York City. Out of, I forgot what they call it. Fuck.
Shaolin.
Shaolin, yeah, of course.
Shaolin.
Shaolin.
Looking at you just like...
Obviously it's Shaolin, Katie. Yes.
No, I love Wu-Tang Clan. I've not actually listened to this album. I do...
It's sorry to jump in, but it is fucking perfect. It's so good. And it's such a statement of intent. Because I don't know if you heard introducing Yo Fuck That Brother's name.
Aye.
It's a callback to Introducing the Ghostface
Killer.
Killer. No one can get it that. I think this is the first track on the album. The first track on the album is actually like a comedy song of him accepting an award and talking about a girl who sucked his dick and then gave him gonorrhea.
Nice.
Which is premiere ODB.
I was going to say, it sounds like an ODB.
Totally. So I think this is like one of the first songs on the album, and it's such a statement of intent. ODB is no longer the hype man of Wu-Tang Clan.
Mm-hmm.
He is a powerful entity in his own right. You'll be introducing him.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, good samples as well.
So what was the sample in that?
So the sample is Raw by Big Daddy Kane, and there's also a sample of Protect Your Neck in it.
Yeah, I think that's funny when they sample their own fucking
I
music.
love that. Tyler the Creator does that all the time.
Yeah.
Like Missy Elliott does it all the time, and I really like that. It was really hard for me to not pick samples where the artist had just sampled themselves. Like 9 Inch Nails samples 9 Inch Nails
So
all
many
the
times.
fucking time. And I love that. There's a big kind of story aspect to the Downward Spiral where stuff, earlier tracks are, sampled in Reptile and shit like that. Love that. But ODB right the way through this album just samples himself and samples Wu-Tang.
Sorry, I'm very proud of you for not picking a 9 Inch Nails song, but still managing to get some chat about 9 Inch Nails in.
Always Trent Reznor is Papi. And I love him. I love when artists sample their own songs. I love that so much. There's a little callback.
Yeah.
And it's something that ODB does right the way throughout this album, but whereas other bands like 9 Inch Nails are trying to do a story, ODB used it in this instance to kind of set himself apart. Yes, I am the Wu-Tang hype man, but also I'm fucking incredible in my own right, and I deserve to be seen as such. So here's my album.
Take that, Ghostface.
Fuck you, RZA. I don't mean that, and please don't ever disrespect the Method Man in front of me, because I feel really strongly about Method Man.
He's a good man.
I'm so white, god damn it, I'm so fucking white, Jesus. But yeah, I really like the kind of statement of intent aspect of him sampling Wu-Tang right the way through. And don't get me wrong, RZA produced a lot of this album. Method was on a couple of songs. I think RZA was on a song as well. I think they both did Rawhide, the Rawhide cover that he did. But to sit down and be like, okay, I'm going to sample Wu-Tang and then say fuck Wu-Tang. I'm not only Wu-Tang, you don't only know me as ODB from Wu-Tang. I think is a massive statement of intent, especially when this was like fresh off the back of the 36 Chambers as well.
Yeah, this was before the follow-up, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so,
It's in between.
Yes.
Was he still around for the follow-up?
I think the first one, and then I think...
He died, didn't he?
Yeah, he died. He was like 34 when he died. He was really, really young. But he had like 47 children.
Yeah.
Because he was a virile guy.
Aye.
That's another thing as well. So the whole... Have you ever seen the video from MTV of him going to get his food stamps in the limousine?
No.
Yeah, like there's a really, really famous video, and so ODB was still... He gamed the system because fuck the system. And there's a really, really famous video that MTV like sent a film crew to follow him all day, and he gets in the limousine with all like 13 of his kids. And he's like decked out in his fineries, like his absolute fineries, and he's going to get his food stamps. So the cover of this album is his food stamp card.
Oh, nice. So is it like, a reference?
Yeah,
back to
yeah,
that?
exactly. I just think it's great. I think it's really, really great. I love Return to the 36
So
Chambers.
what is exactly sampled in that? Because I don't know.
The sample is Raw by Big Daddy Kane.
But what in the song is sampled?
The beat in the back.
The beat in the back.
Yeah, the beat in the back. Yeah, that's all Raw. Yeah, and
'Cause,
that's
you
where
know,
the reference to, because Raw's What You Lack.
Yeah.
Is Raw by Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
In the background there.
No, I was just checking because sometimes you get multiple kind of samples and songs.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Sure
It's
just
mostly just the beat,
one,
but there's also the interpolation of the Wu-Tang lyrics.
Aye.
Shame on you when you step through to
Aye.
the old dirty bastard Brooklyn.
Zoo, yeah.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah, it's the references to protect your neck, etc. So it's more, that choice is more based on interpolation, but it's a great Big Daddy Kane sample at the back as well. You can feel RZA in this album, despite the fact that he only had a couple of hands in it, kind of thing. But with the kind of classic hip hop samples that he chooses,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
RZA is a hell of a fucking producer.
Oh, he's an astonishing producer, astonishingly good. Yeah, self-taught as well, which is just phenomenal, like incredible. And he's such a wealth of knowledge about music.
There was always going to be something from Wu-Tang on here, or or someone associated with Wu-Tang, because you can't not mention fucking 36 Chambers with all the fucking kung fu like.
Oh God, I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style.
Yeah. Did you taste my Wu-Tang sword?
Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
Yeah. Like, it's such a cool thing.
Yeah, and Cream as well. And can it all be so simple? Yeah.
It's all, like, the album's full of fucking amazing sample choices.
Oh, for sure,
Like, absolutely perfect ones. But it's the movie ones that really set it apart. Like,
for sure. I really wanted to pick Gravel Pit as well, because at the end it's got this incredible sample from a blaxploitation movie, and it's like, Yakub, maker and creator of the devil, swine merchant. Your time is at hand. Fuck with me and your time will be now. And it's really, really cool. Like, it's just really awesome. But it didn't fit the brief.
Didn't fit the brief. It needs to be in the song, I think, rather than an intro or an outro.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's a really cool sample from like a blaxploitation movie, I believe.
Nice. So next up this week, it's me. And I've chosen a bit of a basic bitch one, but Groove is in the Heart by Deee-Lite. So that was Groove is in the Heart by Deee-Lite. So how do you say de groovy?
De gorgeous. How do you say Deee-Lite, 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 Deee-Lite?
That song is an absolute fucking
it's so
banger.
Good. I love that song.
I say basic bitch pick though, because it's
no,
well known, but like it's a song completely constructed through samples.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So the bass line is directly ripped from Bring Down the Birds by Herbie Hancock. The drums are from Get Up by Vernon Birch. It's one of these early 90s tracks that is I think the birth of music completely constructed by samples didn't really kick in until the late 80s, early 90s. And this is one of the prime kind of biggest success stories of that era. Because Deee-Lite never had another hit.
No.
Let's be honest. And it was kind of like a magic melding pot of like everyone they got. I mean, getting Bootsy Collins from Parliament Funkadelic to do backing vocals, and Q-Tip from fucking A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, we would have picked a Tribe Called Quest track as well.
Yeah.
This is kind of like my nod to Tribe as well, but they didn't quite make it. But I just think it's such a good sample, that bass line, to put like a hip hop beat under it and really work it.
But still keep it as a kind of a very
it's a disco track as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But then that hip hop line makes it modern.
For sure, yeah.
And it is just so good.
It's a great song. It's my pick on SingStar.
Yeah.
Love that. Love a wee bit Groove is in the Heart and SingStar.
I would love to be able to peel off Tips rap, but no.
Nah, I don't do that.
Too late for
I
that.
just like put the microphone down and be like,
respect the man.
this is not my time to shine. Yeah, it's a great song. It's a really good song. It's a kind of it's a song that is sampled in other places as well. Like,
Yeah.
again, Tyler the Creator sampled
Samples,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But it's not the original songs that are being sampled.
No,
It's
it's
Groove is in the Heart
that's
that gets
it.
sampled, you know? Apart from in that Tyler the Creator one I
Where,
just
yeah.
mentioned, which does use the original sample.
Yeah.
I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. But yeah, no, it's a great song. It's got a really nice feeling to it as well.
It's got all the makings of a fucking smash hit.
That's 'cause it was a fucking smash hit, yeah.
I can't believe I got that for $2.50.
Did you buy that record?
I have a 7-inch single
Oh, nice.
of that, and I got it from Mixed Up Records in Glasgow, and I think it was £2,
Right.
maybe $2.50.
Yeah, I just remember the time you bought Just a Friend by Biz Markie.
For a fucking pound. They got like fucking robbed on that. A 12-inch single like that, by the way. Oh.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But do you know the story? This is off topic.
Tell me.
Between Deee-Lite and Sega.
Oh my god, yes I do. Yes I do, but
I
tell
shall
it because
explain
the people might not.
So, as you know, we're heavy into our video games.
Tragically.
Tragically, yes.
Yeah.
For our sins.
For our continued sins.
Back in the early 90s, Deee-Lite were approached by Sega, who wanted to make a rhythm game. Because Sega were trying to keep up on the cutting edge of music at the time. So they actually had Michael Jackson kinda off the record make music for Sonic 3.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of Sonic 3 Sonic 3 can't get ported anywhere right now because the music's in copyright hell. So
Yeah.
they can't actually put it anywhere.
And
which is a
Michael
shame.
Jackson's not been dead long enough for it to be okay.
Yeah. Well, they were porting it before, just as he died quite a lot as well.
God
but...
damn it, Michael Jackson and Michael Jackson's doctor. Let's not get into this.
Well, what happened with that is this is a side story that Michael Jackson was fully on board to be fully composing Sonic 3, and then all the child abuse allegations started coming out, and all the basically the dirty shit started coming out about him, and then Sega were like, yeah, we're gonna need you to take a back seat on this, and he's like, yeah, cool, just credit, you know, like someone else, or I think he went under a pseudonym under the
J. Cole Maxon.
So at that point, Sega approached Deee-Lite and were like, "Here, we're making a rhythm action game. We'd love to make you, specifically, I don't actually know her name.
Oh, I can't remember it. Would you like me?
Deee-Lite herself,
Mrs. Deee-Lite.
Mrs. Deee-Lite. They approached Lady Miss Keir
Okay.
and said to her, "Look, we want to make you the center of this rhythm game." And then they went, "No, that's loady shite." And so Sega made the game Space Channel 5.
Yes.
With the main character Ooh La La, who's similar style to Miss Keir. Michael Jackson, by the way, shows up in that game as a character called Space Michael.
Fucking.
Of
course he does.
Who dances in the background. Because it's it's a rhythm game about a fancy reporter reporting on aliens invading the world and dancing.
Yeah.
It's
like, as you do.
It's really
as a journalist myself, I'm never finished dancing.
It's really fun, but the character is clearly based on Lady Miss Keir.
Yeah.
But then Deee-Lite tried to sue Sega for it, which spectacularly backfired. Because Sega then put a countersuit in for kind of, I don't know what they dragged them for, but they dragged them for all of their money.
Oh.
So Sega, I ended up, I think they were making reparations to Sega for quite a long time after that.
Right.
Because, the character might be similar, but she doesn't own 60s looks, you know what I mean?
No, exactly. Yeah, and Sega were trying to pay off that Dreamcast debt as well, so they were just like, we will sue anyone for anything.
Probably at that
they
point,
look at
Sega
us
were
the wrong way.
We're desperate.
Oh yeah, they'll have been like, she's suing us. She's suing us. Yes.
Groove is in the heart. That is an absolute masterwork of creating a song through samples.
Yes, it's a good song.
It's a banger, and everybody knows it.
For sure.
You stick that on, it's gonna get people dancing.
Absolutely. Speaking of songs composed through samples, let's hit track number 3.
That's
which is Where It's At by Beck.
Track 3.
Alright, so that was a bunch of samples making a Beck song.
Stapled together.
More or less, yeah. According to Who Sampled, which might as well be sponsoring this fucking episode, there are 9 different samples in that song. So for me to tell you where everyone starts and ends is nigh on impossible.
Question.
Yes.
Is that organ a sample?
I don't believe so.
Because that's my favourite bit of the song.
Yeah. So basically, the Dust Brothers and Beck would lay down a kind of drum beat made of samples. Because at the time it was just him and his guitar and maybe like some pianists.
Some people in the back.
Yeah. A guy with a washboard.
Where it's at.
Yeah. And just Beck turning to them and going, that was a good drum break. But yeah, so there's like 9 samples in that. Most of the samples make up the drums, but the best samples in the whole song are the samples from Sex for Teens, Where It's At, hence the name of the song.
Yeah.
Which are like the, what about those who swing both ways? AC/DCs and That's Beautiful, Dad. Those 2 samples.
Yeah.
Like the kind of spoken word ones.
Yeah.
They're my favourite samples in the whole song. But Beck's really notorious for making up basically whole albums, which are just like a lot of weird spoken word samples and hip hop beats and shit thrown together, and maybe some records he found in like a fucking car boot sale
Aye.
in Twickenham.
In Twickenham?
I just picked Twickenham. It seems like a really boring
Is he
place.
not American?
Yeah, he is, but fuck knows where
Flying
they
over to
yeah, maybe
Twickenham.
he went to Twickenham. I don't know. Twickenham bores the shit out of us. If you're from Twickenham, then, you know, speak up.
Fuck you. That's my stance on Twickenham.
Okay, sure. Fuck Twickenham. Can we also say fuck Milton Keynes?
Yeah, but like also that's got a good venue.
Nah, fuck Milton Keynes. I'm sorry. It's just a big roundabout.
That's where Green Day's Bullet in a Bible
Big
was
roundabout.
recorded.
Sorry. Don't like places that are mostly roundabout. Anyway, Beck's great.
I like how disinterested he is in that track.
Oh my god, yeah.
Where it's he might as well just be like fucking quaalude to fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if he was. I don't know anything about that. But like if you listen to Loser and all that, which was on Mellow Gold, which is a different album.
I will no, 'cause I disagree with that. I don't think Loser's disinterested.
Really?
I think Loser has some soul behind it.
Sure.
I think he's putting effort into not sounding like he's putting
It's a
effort.
slacker vibe.
Yeah, I think he's doing that deliberately
Yeah.
there. I think this one's disinterested.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't.
No,
I think it's
but
slacker
I
vibe.
don't. I think it's a slacker vibe too, but I think he's really trying hard to do a slacker vibe
Yeah.
in Loser. In this, I think he's just doing it
Sure.
effortlessly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Yeah, sure. Okay, now that we've broken it down, I can get behind that. Yeah, there's some great samples on this album though. So this is from Odelay, which is the kind of Beck's big burst out into the world,
Very
showing
alliterative.
everyone his samples.
Very alliterative.
Yeah, he's got samples in both hands, and he's throwing them at the walls.
And 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah, that was a good drum break. But yeah, no, like Devil's Haircut and High Five is on this album as well, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Rockin' the Catskills is the subtitle of that song, I believe. It's just very funny to me for some reason, because I don't know if at that point of his life Beck had ever rocked anywhere. Yeah. His mum's like a gallery curator and his dad does folk songs.
Nah, that's rocking. That's
yeah,
rocking.
Scientology's rocking.
Oh god, I forgot he's a fucking Scientologist.
Yeah, we have the same birthday as well.
Oh god.
Beck and I have the same birthday, but what sets me apart is that I'm not a fucking Scientologist.
You're not a scum?
No, I'm not.
I've not listened to much Beck, if I'm being honest.
Right, okay.
I've heard the singles.
Sure.
I tried once to listen to a Beck album.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is fascinating for the listeners, but it was that one that Heart of His Drum was on, and it was just a bit
Oh,
boring.
sure. Okay, I think that might be, one of his later albums,
It
and
is.
it's not very good.
No, it was just a bit bland, and
Yeah.
I was just like, this isn't where it's at.
Yeah.
This isn't Sex Laws.
Sex Laws is a fucking banger.
This isn't fucking.
Deborah, I wanna get with you, only you, girl, and your sister. I think her name is Deborah. That's a horny song.
But like this era of Beck has so much soul
Yeah.
through it. I think his new stuff has just gone straight folk, and that's
Yeah,
why I can't hack it.
I'm the same. I'm not really into his newer stuff. I think the last album of his that I really liked was The Information, which was cool because it came with a blank cover and a sticker book.
Oh yeah,
and
to
that-
make your own cover.
Yeah, but that also disqualified it from the singles charts.
That's so fucking
I know,
stupid.
right? It's really dumb. But yeah, great album. Really, Odelay, I mean, is a great album. Really good. I remember listening to it incessantly on my iPod on a bus trip through Germany.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was the only thing keeping me sane. People were falling asleep on me. It was like 3 a.m. We were driving through like
How'd you say where it's at in German? Sorry. Was ist das?
wo es ist. I don't know.
Was ist das?
Yeah, what is
Ich
that?
habe 2 turntables and a microphone.
2 Turntables und ein... Mic.
Microphone. Aye. So you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was like bumbling through some fucking German backwater town at 3 a.m, listening to this on my iPod, just being like, why
Just-
the fuck am I doing this?
Just waiting for that robot to kick in.
Yeah, so I could like like drop some like robot moves on the bus and get myself bullied for the rest of school time.
It's strange. I don't think many people use a vocoder in pop songs.
Yeah.
And
Apart from Cher.
well,
Love Miss Cher.
she uses more autotune than vocoder.
Listen, I'm not a mechanic of songs.
So yeah,
An engineer of tunes.
he's just making himself a robot voice. Cher's not like
Yeah.
screaming "believe" into a robot voice.
I mean, if you've listened to Believe.
No, it's autotuned.
Oh, is it
fuck.
auto-tuned?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was
That's because
vocoder.
Cher can't hit notes.
Don't talk shit about Cher.
No,
like that.
Cher could hit notes.
Okay.
Not by the time Believe came out.
Okay.
That's the whole reason that's autotuned to fuck.
I'm gonna give you this, but know that I love Cher.
I love Cher too.
Good, we
but
should all love Cher.
that's autotuned to fuck.
What's the next song?
Next up, Katie, since you're so enthusiastically
Always
asking.
enthusiastic about everything, thanks.
Right Here, Right Now by Fatboy Slim. Track 4. That was Right Here, Right Now by Fatboy Slim.
Yes.
I've always meant to ask you,
Yeah.
what's your feelings on Fatboy Slim?
He's alright.
You're not a big fan?
I can go either way. It's the same with the Chemical Brothers. Like, there's songs that I really like, and then there's songs that I'm just like, don't really fucking care.
Maybe because I grew up with him. Like, I
Yeah.
absolutely fucking love Fatboy Slim.
I get that.
When I got given a tape player? A
tape.
Walkman. A Walkman.
A tape.
No, I'm saying a Walkman.
Okay.
I got given a Walkman the other year, and one of the first things I wanted to buy on it was We've Come a Long Way Baby. Sorry, You've Come a Long Way Baby by Fatboy Slim, specifically for tracks like this. Yeah, no, I absolutely adore this song.
Yeah.
And so there's two prevalent samples in this.
Tell me all about them.
One is the strings, which is from Ashes, the Rain and I by James Gang. So
Right.
that gives it this absolutely fucking apocalyptic feeling. There's something very dramatic about those strings.
Yeah, it's like the sky falling and kind
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
And then the next is from a movie called Strange Days. It's a Catherine Bigelow film. I've never
Okay.
actually seen it,
Okay.
but it's a sampled line of dialogue by the actress Angela Bassett shouting, "This is your life right here, right now."
Right.
So putting them together really takes this into like, I think there's something really charming about like an apocalyptic 90s dance number. I think that was a whole point of a lot of,
Taking a dunt and going out and dancing to
just
this and
like
feeling like the world's ending.
nothing else matters.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
matters is right here, right now. And I think that encapsulates quite a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that type of music, but I fucking love it. It is completely absorbing, that
Yeah,
song.
very much so.
And the drums and the bass and everything just work together to
Yeah.
make an absolute fucking banger.
It's the strings that really get me.
Yeah, you've heard it like 40 fucking million times on different adverts. Like, it'll be fucking Renault Scenic.
Yeah.
It's a new advert, and it's the fucking car driving to this. I'm just like, how's that right here, right now, you bastard?
Yeah. The only worst car than that is a Citroen C5.
Citroën.
What?
No, I'm just doing the
Oh,
voice
right.
of the advert.
Citroen.
Citroën.
It's a great song. It's got a really good vibe to it, kind of thing.
I find that a lot, like, another one of these people who is an absolute genius, like, production-wise, and for constructing songs with samples, is Big Norman, whatever the fuck, Norman Cook.
Norman Cook.
I think it's Norman, whatever the fuck his name is. But that whole album is constructed from samples.
Yeah,
and
of
it's
course.
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Rockefeller Skank on that album. You've got Weapon of Choice in that album. You've got Fucking in Heaven, which is not a good song, but
Is
I
the
like
song
it.
called Fucking in Heaven, or is it just called In Heaven?
It's called Fucking in Heaven.
Nice.
And the whole chorus is just Fatboy Slim is fucking in heaven. Fatboy Slim is fucking in heaven. He always knows exactly what he's doing with samples.
Yeah.
Like even like more recent stuff like Eat, Sleep, Rave, Repeat.
Yeah.
That whole thing of like that droning story before the fucking shit Calvin Harris remix comes along and completely ruins it.
Yeah.
Bear with me. The Calvin Harris version of that song is just an immediate club track. I find it a bit bland. It doesn't do anything sonically or dynamically. It's just loud from the start to finish. Fatboy Slim starts off as this like little like bass line creeps in, like you're hearing a club,
Like getting
but in the
closer and
background,
closer and
in the
closer and
background,
closer.
and the boy's just rambling like incoherently, and it's like relatively fucking stupid and quite
Yeah,
funny
yeah.
lyrics, and it's self-aware and a bit and it's leading you as it leads you in the story like different elements like the drums kicking. It's like in a First Big Weekend of the Summer by
Yeah.
Arab Strap when he goes, and then we went to the Arches and the drums start kicking. And like, it's that kind of, moment of just
Yeah.
okay, so you're telling us a story with the music, and it
Yes.
fades in and drops out, and the kind of robotic voice of eat, sleep, rave, repeat under it is Daft Punk's Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger in that kind of way. It really carries it well.
Yeah.
Just all of Fatboy Slim's music is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Even all the way back to the House Martins.
I love the House Martins.
House Martins are fucking great.
I love the House Martins.
And his guitar is some of the best part of
Yeah.
that for me. Maybe I like Fatboy Slim so much because I admire him as a musician.
Yeah.
Like,
I just like the Beautiful South. I know you're not keen on them. I
mean, he's not in the Beautiful South.
Huh?
So. Norman Cook's not in the Beautiful South.
No, I mean the other guy from the House Martins is though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the front man. Yeah. I think that's why I'm not as bad on the Beautiful South, but
That's
I love
fine.
Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
I like how we split off in different directions from House Martins fandom.
Yeah.
You went the Perfect 10
I
route.
just love Perfect 10. I love that song.
And I went into right here, right now.
Yeah.
That sample gives me big kind of, for some reason, like Warriors vibes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Warriors come out to
play.
play.
But
Yeah.
it is that kind of immediate track.
Yeah.
That
It's very foreboding.
it is, and
Yeah.
right here, right now, it just grabs your attention and it has it for the entire thing.
Yes.
Anyway, enough of ramble.
Okay. My next track is one I'm going to have to apologise for several times. It's Standing in the Rain by Action Bronson with Mark Ronson and Dan Urba
From the Black Keys.
for the Black Keys. That guy from the Black Keys. Please enjoy.
Katie, you owe the listeners an apology.
I do,
for
because that was from the Suicide Squad soundtrack. I know.
Ugh,
Really-
all I can see is fucking Jared Leto going.
I know.
Like fucking Tidus from Final Fantasy X.
I know. I'm sorry. I really am. But I really like Action Bronson, and I think this is a great song. And I also think it's a really good time to bring up Mark Ronson.
Mark Ronson.
Mark Ronson. Now, I hate Mark Ronson.
I like Mark Ronson.
I like Mark Ronson's work. I don't like Mark Ronson as a person. Let me tell you a story. It's a quick one, so just sit tight. When I was a little bit younger, a national newspaper sent me to review Tea in the Park, right? Got there, my boss phones me. He's like, you can see anything you want, but here's the ones you have to go to. And I had to go to Mark Ronson, right? And I was like, no problem. I don't particularly like Mark Ronson, but I can review Mark Ronson. I'm a good writer. I can do what I'm a professional. I'm doing my job. I'm fine. I haven't had a single beer. I'm the only sober person at Tea in the Park. It's fine. So off I trot, right? And he opens with Uptown Funk. And then he played Uptown Funk a further 3 times. Now, here's a delve into the wonderful world of journalism. I gave that 2 stars. It was bumped up to 4 to make it look like I'd enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it. So I have beef with Mark Ronson because of something an editor did to me. Okay? Anyway, let's move on. Mark Ronson's really good at samples.
He's
really good at producing music.
He's a phenomenal producer.
Yeah.
Like from Amy Winehouse to Queens of the Stone Age to...
That covers album he did is
so
amazing.
Good. Like, he is a bit of an arrogant dick, don't get me
Total
wrong.
twat. And his sister's something else as
I don't
well.
know anything about
Sam
that.
Ronson, don't get me started.
So why did you pick that? What's the sample? Tell me about...
The sample is a sample of an R&B track called The Rain, surprisingly enough, by Orrin Juice Jones. He was one of the first R&B singers ever signed to Def Jam in the 80s. And it's just a really good pop song, like a good R&B pop song.
Aye.
But I like the way that Action Bronson is so vulgar. He's so vulgar.
You could say that about quite a lot of rappers.
You could, but new titties for the wife, new titties for the mistress, fuck it, new titties for everybody, it's Christmas, is probably one of the best lines I've heard in some time. I love it. I love the way it's delivered.
It's funny as fuck.
It's really funny, and Action Bronson is really funny, and this is one of the very few songs I don't think he raps about taking a woman out for dinner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's a chef.
Yeah, I know.
So I really, really like it, and I like the way that Mark Ronson has like coupled the sample of this like really, this R&B song about like you were holding a man's hand and I'm now devastated, to Action Bronson being like, slide your panties to the side, girl, I'ma fuck you now.
Yeah.
I like the vulgarity of it. I like the
And then the boy for the
Black
Keys
Keys
is just kind of there too.
ha 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 ha. in the background.
Yeah.
Sorry, editing Jamie.
I mean, he sings the chorus as well.
I don't think he does.
He does.
Does he?
Yes, he's doing
All
that
right.
as well. He's doubling the line.
Oh,
the
is
vocal
he?
line on
Oh,
chorus.
thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear him.
Thanks for having ears, babe.
That's alright, you're welcome. I dug it as a track. It's a shame it's on the Suicide Squad
It really
soundtrack.
is. It really is a shame that it's on there.
There's a bunch of stuff that's on that soundtrack that's very bad.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Just like that movie. Laughably terrible.
Yeah. Why did Will Smith ever agree to that?
Because he's a Scientologist again. And
Yes.
money.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Money.
Scientology needed new schools, and Will Smith had to put down some checks.
Need to indoctrinate and intimidate more people.
Yes.
Fuck Scientologists.
Fuck Scientologists.
Let's take a hard stand on that.
Oh, we don't need to take a hard stance. We're already there. We've been hard stancing for a wee while on this. I think it's a cool song. I think it's really good. I really like Action Bronson as a rapper. I like him a lot. And I like that song. And I was very surprised when I first heard it was from the Suicide Squad soundtrack.
Yeah, I liked it as well. It's barely noticeable that the Black Keys is in it.
Which is good
Yeah.
for me.
I quite like the Black Keys, but or some other stuff, I think he's a dick.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's kind of forgettable in that.
Yeah, totally.
Right, time for something better.
Oh.
In every way.
Oh.
We've got Juicy by Notorious B.I.G.
Okay, Jamie. So why did you pick that?
Why did I pick that? Because it's a fucking banger. The whole song, apart from obviously the rapping.
Big white energy coming
The
from
rapping.
this podcast today, really. Big white fucking energy.
Is a sample of Juicy Fruit by Mtume,
Okay.
which is a fucking Dynamite pop song.
Right, okay.
It really is. It's really soulful. That bass line is so fucking good. I think Juicy is a song, like the raps in Juicy are fantastic, and we'll talk about them in a minute. But without the hook and without the bass and the kind of beat building up to it, you'd be fucked. The song itself sounds nostalgic.
Sure.
At a time when Biggie Smalls sampled it, it was nostalgic because it's a song from 10 years prior.
Sure.
And it's playing with that kind of thing, and I think that's why it's got the crackle over the keyboard and the whole
Make
back
it sound
end.
like an old record kind of thing, yeah.
Because it's talking about, obviously, he's talking about his upbringing.
Sure.
And, how he went from negative to positive. And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. I am now aware, yes.
And of course, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely love Biggie. I
Yeah.
mean, he has some problematic lyrics, don't get me wrong, but it's 90s
I
rap.
think most rappers do.
But it's from that era, again, that we're talking about with ODB, where samples were some of the most important things
absolutely.
in a hip-hop track. Like, without it, you were fucked. What do you think of that song, Katie?
I like it just fine. I'm really bad. Like, I've never actually properly sat down and listened to Biggie, which is terrible as somebody who really likes hip-hop music and rap. And yeah, so I don't really...
You specifically like East Coast hip-hop
I
as
do,
well, so
I
I
do,
think you would like Biggie.
Yeah, so I probably would. I just...
Because I prefer East Coast hip-hop to West Coast hip-hop as well. I'm not a big Tupac fan.
Nah.
I'm not into Dre. I like NWA.
Even I'm not big on NWA.
I like them, but I'm, for what they are.
I never got Snoop Dogg.
I like, it depends. I have to be in the mood for Snoop Dogg, but
I don't smoke enough weed to get Snoop Dogg. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think he's great. I really like his Just Eat advert. But yeah, I've never really got Snoop Dogg.
I like him. But I think East Coast hip hop has a grittier vibe to it.
Sure,
if you know what I mean, it feels a bit more grounded.
Yeah.
Especially New York hip hop. Fucking hell, New York had some amazing bands
Oh,
going
for
through
sure.
at that point in time. I mean, Biggie, fucking Tribe Called Quest,
Yep.
Wu-Tang,
Yep.
Fugees.
Yep.
Fucking so much going on.
Yeah, totally.
I just think that song is fantastic.
It's really good, yeah. And it is very nostalgic. It's got a really nostalgic 90s vibe. It's nice to hear something that was done in the 90s that is nostalgic rather than something that is nostalgic for the 90s,
aye.
which seems to be a big thing right now.
That's it, yeah. I mean, like, I guess there was like a whole bunch of nostalgia in the 90s for different eras as well. I mean, like, you can accuse Radiohead of that with I wish it was the 60s, I wish we could be happy, I wish that something could happen.
Yeah.
In the Bends.
Yeah.
And this is clearly for like the late 70s, early 80s. There's, hip hop has quite a lot of that, I would say. I really like that era of hip hop. I think that is probably my favourite
Sure.
era And it's not nostalgia. I came to this quite, well, not recently, but like, the last 10 years.
You were barely there in the 90s.
Well, I was born in 94, and the earliest I can remember is 96. So it was more kind of mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
I can remember. So this isn't something that, nostalgia for me. It's just damn good music.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, it does have a nostalgic feel, and it's nice to hear him not be rapping about killing people.
Yes.
I mean, he still says, I used to pack gats and stuff, because,
I mean, if you had to pack a gat, you had to pack a gat. It is what it is.
which he's notorious for, fucking gats. But it's nice to hear Biggie Smalls sing about something positive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking critiquing Biggie on his fucking
Yeah.
lyrics. But it's like, it's nice to not hear violence against women.
Yeah, of
or
course.
robbery.
Yeah.
Or, like, the fucking machismo.
Yeah, it's nice to hear something out with the tropes you expect.
It still has, like, the whole, like, I grew up really rough. This is how I grew up. This is, this is where I am. This is why I'm real kind of thing to it. But it's nice not to be violent as fuck.
Yeah, I get that. Then again, if your life is violence, if that's all you know.
Then you write what you know.
Exactly.
It's true. I would recommend this album if you
Okay,
haven't. If you
I'll have a
haven't listened to
listen,
it.
yeah.
It's really, really good.
Sure.
It's Ready to Die. This is
okay.
on. I really like
What an
this
awful
album.
name, considering what happened to him.
Oh, I'm not sure if this was released posthumously or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, oops.
It might be in that time period where things were being threatened and said
Sure,
as well.
sure.
And I think that was maybe a response to
Right, okay.
come at me.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough.
I'm not up in the history on this, so
No,
I couldn't
it's
tell
just
you.
assumption. Sure.
Yeah. Right. Last up this week, Katie.
Yous are
For
gonna
you,
hate
anyway.
me. Yous are gonna fucking hate me. Okay. This is The Devil Does Drugs by My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult.
That was Ed Boon's band, My Life with a Thrill Kill Cult, with the song The Devil Does Drugs.
It was. They're a great band. They're such a cool band.
So you've chosen to, as your last pick,
Industrial dance, yes.
industrial dance music.
Hell yes, I have.
I could hear Rob Zombie going, yeah, over
Yep,
the top of that.
Absolutely. Yep. Love it.
4,000 samples in that song
4,000 samples.
as well. Yeah, I picked out a Sympathy for the Devil.
Yes.
But I think that's about the only one I made out.
Yes. So, okay.
clearly.
So the samples were Sympathy for the Devil. And This Is What the Devil Does bit comes from the movie Alucarda.
A Dracula. Is that movie about a Dracula?
Kinda, yeah. There's a bit from Lillian's breakdown from I'll Cry Tomorrow, and the bit where she's like, they think I'm not on drugs, but I'm on drugs all the time. That bit that came from like WNEW radio public affairs broadcast
Sick.
of just this girl being like, I'm on drugs all the time and nobody knows that I'm on drugs all the time.
They don't know that I'm on drugs, but I'm on drugs.
Yeah, basically, it's a fucking the Thrill Kill Cult are great. They're really good.
I had no idea about them.
Yeah.
I had no idea what genre it was
Yeah.
until we started listening to it. But then that synth bass started going bugger, bugger, bugger. I was like, oh, it's industrial.
Yeah.
Oh, it's industrial.
I love industrial. Industrial is one of my favourite genres.
It does give me big vibes of something that would be on in fucking Blade. Is it in a Blade movie?
Oh my god, so funny you mentioned that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it might actually be Blade, but there's a vampire movie where Thrill Kill Cult are the band playing.
It's like, it could be Blade. Maybe Blade 2.
I'm gonna check actually.
I will keep talking in this
Thanks.
meantime. It gives me big White Zombie vibes, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
But then I'm just comparing it to other industrial artists.
Yeah, totally.
But there's something about them using samples from B movies that specifically kind of White Zombie, Rob Zombie kind of style.
Yeah.
Like Living Dead Girl, or like, I'm trying to think of another one. Demonoid Phenomenon. That's the only way I can say that song's title.
Totally. Yeah, so it wasn't Blade, it was The Crow.
Oh, are they in The Crow?
They're the band in The Crow when when they go
Holy
into the
shit,
the
yes.
nightclub scene in The Crow.
Yeah, so they
That's
are.
the Thrill
So
Kill
they
Cult.
are.
Yeah, and there's a Thrill Kill Cult song in The Crow.
We only
Yeah.
just watched that recently.
We did.
I'd never seen it before.
We did. Yeah, so that's Thrill Kill Cult.
It can't rain all the time.
It can. We live in Scotland.
No, come to Scotland.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee.
He can't because he's fucking dead. Sorry, man.
Oh.
I love doing bullshit ASMR about Brandon Lee being dead. Anyway, yeah, there's so many samples in that song. There's so many samples in every Thrill Kill Cult song. It's all just... It's a lot of dialogue as well. It's not samples of other songs. It's it's like, instead of having lyrics, they'll sample, like, you know, movies and B-movies, radio broadcasts, like, stuff like that. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's very Rob Zombie,
Very,
White Zombie.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they're a bit the same era.
Yeah. Oh, Thrill Kill Colour are 80s.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
White Zombie are too.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I like that song.
Yeah, it's a good
It's
song.
not. It's not one I would sit and listen to and not do anything else. It's not like a song that's
Yeah.
fully got my attention.
Got
if I'm
ya.
being honest, it's
Same
a
way you feel
background.
about Kraftwerk.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's background music to me, and I'll enjoy writing over it.
Yeah.
Or don't know, building something or.
I
cooking.
do listen to Thrill Kill Cult quite a lot when I'm doing other things.
Yeah.
They have songs with lyrics though.
Yeah. It gives me, like, obviously CC Sputnik vibes. It gives me, with that way where it's all samples and
Sure.
no lyrics. We could have chose CC Sputnik
We
actually
could
for this
have.
episode, but we've already picked it.
Already picked it.
Also, for some reason, the way it's produced really reminds me of Girl You Know It's True by Milli Vanilli.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just in the
that's-
recording and the way
Okay.
the way the instruments sound.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know why I have that connection in my head.
Fair enough.
This doesn't sound like written instrumentally like it, but I think it sounds produced
Sure,
instrumentally
yeah.
a lot like Girl
Fair
You Know
enough.
It's True. Anyway, that's my ramble.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm closing this out this week, and I've chosen the best song of the day with the most sublimely put together samples. They're not awkward at all.
No.
It's Mope by the Bloodhound Gang.
Oh boy.
Thank you! That was a glorious mess.
It was a stunning disaster.
A bit like all of Bloodhound Gang's music.
A bit like us.
Maybe that's why I like them so much.
Maybe.
I've always enjoyed Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah.
Evil Jared Hasselhoff
Love him.
and Jimmy Pop Ali.
Love
that's,
them.
That's the only two names I can remember
Yeah.
from that
No, I
band.
don't remember any other names, but I know I love them.
I love that song so very fucking much.
It's great.
It's very silly.
Yes.
Obviously, like all their music.
Of course.
The lyricism's on point, as ever.
course.
Personal favourites. Luciano Pavarotti on a treadmill. Not going nowhere. Slim chance he will.
Stunning. I recycle. I sniff my own farts.
I dialed the wrong number. I hope the conversation starts.
So that's built on top of a sample of Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Obviously, at the start, in the kind of intro piss take, I don't know, hype to the track, they reference Falco and then immediately sample Rock Me Amadeus. Then, yeah, there's Frankie Goes to Hollywood. There's so many samples in this track. And then for the chorus, before it does the full sample of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, it goes into For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
Stunning.
A weird combination of Frankie Goes to Hollywood and Metallica. Probably the polar opposites at the time of when they came out.
Very much so, but also very representative of my musical tastes.
Yeah, it's a good fusion.
Yeah.
And then there's
Holy
more.
macaroni.
Yeah, it ends on that, but I think there's one more sample before that.
The Pac-Man
yeah,
theme.
of course, Pac-Man's on crack,
Yeah.
Katie. The one bit of the song that I find a little bit unlistenable.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a bit cringy now.
Just a bit.
Just a tiny wee bit. And then ends with my favourite sample from The Simpsons, with Homer going holy macaroni over that fucking banging bass.
So good.
It is a bizarre beast of a song.
It really is.
It is a Frankenstein, this monster.
A Frankie Goes to Hollywood and
His
Stein's
monster.
monster.
Oh.
I hate myself and I want to die.
But it works.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
There's a good hook in that.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, it's reliant on Relax,
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I think it is a fun song nevertheless.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a really fun song.
Yeah.
It's silly. It's just goofy. It's just a big goofy mess, but there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Send a letter in the mail in Braille to Johnny Quest. Send me back. My head's a mess. it's just classic Bloodhound Gang being stupid as fuck. And then, oh shit, here's Pac-Man.
Want a free base?
No Pac-Man. Oh, we're just repeating
We're
the song
just
now.
repeating the song.
I mean, it's just silly. And
It is.
I listened to Bloodhound Gang quite a lot as a teenager. And one time I had this song, I was doing an exam, I think it was a standard grade, I had the song random, I couldn't get it out. Turns out my iPod had been playing at full volume in my pocket through headphones. Only loud enough so I could hear it, I think, or somebody like next to me could hear Mope by the Bloodhound Gang on a loop.
Oh no.
For a 90-minute exam. I was just like, why is this stuck in my head? I was like,
and here it's because it's coming from your pocket.
Yeah. I'm sitting, fucking the Pac-Man theme kicks in halfway through that, and I'm like, why is this whole song stuck in my head?
Evil Jared Hasselhoff would have been very proud of you.
I know. I don't even remember what the exam was.
A standard grade, so it literally doesn't matter.
No, and it was one of the ones that can't have been too writing based because I was in the hall with everybody else.
Oh yeah.
Because I get to type in exams.
You're dysgraphic.
I don't have to sit with you shit munchers. Fucking handwriting exams. I got to type.
Ouch.
So it must have been one that was like maths or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember finding that out and going, shit.
Yeah.
That'll be why I could fucking hear it. I think I discovered it midway through the exam and had to slyly fucking
like
turn
slyly
my
turn
iPod
it
off.
off.
I think it was an iPod Nano as well, so it was a very early high school.
Just kind of ram in your pocket, kind of
Just like rip the headphones out because it doesn't have speakers built in.
Yeah.
Like,
those were good times.
back when you had iPods.
Yep, love that.
Mind those days.
Thank you for the days.
I love Bloodhound Gang, and we'll probably talk about it again if we ever do a list about lyricism, because their lyrics set me off for some reason.
Yeah.
There are a few specific instances, which I will talk about if we ever get into that.
Well, save it for the later podcast.
Speaking of which, that's all for this week.
Wonderful.
Next time, our theme is How Is That a B-Side? So songs that, are good or were hits that weren't included on albums. So let us know your picks for that on Twitter. Let us know your Dynamite samples on YouTube. And I hope you all have a lovely week.
Stay safe, wash your hands, tell your mum you love her.
Goodbye.
And if you have a cough, isolate.